Let's talk about how these cues are going to impact our own markets. We have a research team joining in with what the trade setup looks like, the stocks that are likely to be in the news, and the action from the F&O space as well. We have our house full today. Hi guys, a very good morning to all of you. Ekta, let me come across to you first. What is the market setup looking like today?
Well, morning. The market momentum is intact. So the market as of yesterday rose for the third straight session. In fact, the markets are near 1 month highs. We have the Nifty, which is hovering close to 18,000. For yesterday, we had Reliance, ICICI Bank, as well as Infosys, which really helped in terms of momentum and strength for the markets. FIIs continue to buy, so they are committing more in terms of the net cash. The net bought over 2,000 odd crores in yesterday's trading session, and this is followed by over 2,000 odd crores in Friday's trading session as well, so that's definitely a thumbs up. In terms of the macro data, we had the August CPI data, which disappointed a tad bit, came in at around 7% versus a poll of 6.84%. IIP also disappointed at around 2.4% versus a poll of around 4.77%. But it is definitely a global market rally that we are seeing, so maybe the markets would shrug off that CPI data. This is on account of a weaker dollar, hopes that inflation data, which is due today from the US, has peaked, and the military success by Ukraine, so maybe there could be some reprieve when it comes to commodity prices. Asia largely in the green, SGX indicating a positive start. Brent crude still sub $100 per barrel. There was a movement upwards, but nonetheless still sustaining. And in terms of the cues for our markets, it's definitely going to be hands down the US CPI inflation data, which is due this from the US in today's trading session, estimated at around 8% for the month of August. This compares to 8.5% in July and 9.1%, which was a multi-year high that we saw in the month of June. It will prepare the markets in terms of what to expect from the FOMC on the 20th and 21st.
Okay, yes, looks like a good day for trade today. Ekta, thank you so much for all those cues. And we have Vaishta with us, who is joining us to tell us all the stocks which will be in focus today. Hey Vaishta, good morning.
Good morning, Sonal. Well, the first stock is Ujjivan Small Finance Bank. This is a CNBC-TV18 News break confirmed, where Ujjivan Small Finance Bank launches a QIP of rupees 475 crores with an indicative price of 21 rupees per share. Moving on to Krishna Institute of Medical Sciences, where KIMS acquires 51% stake in Span MediSearch Life Sciences. The next is IRB Infrastructure, where the August 2022 gross toll collection numbers are out and it has jumped 35% year on year. Well, for Dixon Technologies, wholly owned subsidiary Padget Electronics becomes the first company to receive the approval for the disbursement of PLI incentive from the Government of India. And for TCS, CNS Wholesale Grocers partners with TCS to build an AI-powered distribution model.
Okay, all right. Those are all the stocks that will be in focus today. Thank you so a lot for that, Vaishta. And finally, Nigel is joining with all the cues from the F&O space. Hey, Nigel, good morning.
Well, morning. It's a beautiful weather here in Mumbai, and you'd be tempted to snuggle in bed. But if you're a bull, well, you'll say, let's wake up and go, because it's going to be around 18,000 odd on the Nifty today. And that's the first time that the Nifty will be above that 18,000 mark all the way since April 5th. What are the cues that are stacked up? The FIs, they continue to show us the money. They are putting in that 2,000 crores odd almost on a regular basis. The DIs, they offset that. They are, sold close to around 900 crores odd. Now, the Nifty ended high with a gain of close to around 100 points odd. But what I've observed globally as well as domestically is the volatility index as well as picking up. Remember, when the Nifty ends higher, normally there's an inverse relation between that. But ahead of a big event, the CPI data is what we're going to be looking at from the US today. And also you have the Fed meet. So ahead of the big event, you see volatility as well spike up. That could be one reason. But otherwise, this is, a bit of a word of caution when the VIX moves up as well. Moving on. You had the Nifty moving up. The bigger open interest build-up was on the Nifty futures, telling you there was long addition out there. And the FIs, they added some long positions, close to 4,000 contracts on the long side. And they covered out some short positions, close to 6,000 contracts on the short side were covered out. Net, they're still short on the index, close to around 75% of their positions are on the short side, which, as we have been saying, is not such a bad thing, because it could get them squeezed out. And that's what's pushing our markets higher. On the index options space, well, it's pretty much bullish. They bought more calls than puts, but what's really encouraging is they wrote way more puts than calls, close to around 25,000 put contracts in an uptrending market. For me, the most important factor is put writing, telling you that the bulls believe they have a bit of a base at lower levels. And what were they writing yesterday? 17,900 as well as 17,800 puts, both of them very, very active. However, the highest open interest continues to remain at around that 18,000 call. So the SGX Nifty gaps up. Resistance comes in at around that 18,050, 18,100 because the 18,000 call has the highest open interest, while support is seen at around the 20 DMA, which is up for you on the screen. Back to you.
Okay, yes, beautiful weather for the bulls it seems as well, Nigel, but I don't know how beautiful it is. We came drenched in rains to work, but nevertheless, those are the cues that you need to watch out for. Vaishta, Ekta and Nigel, thank you so much for joining us and prepping us up for this trading day ahead.